welcome back, everyone. So, last time on D&D, you had attended the gala, met a few different people, including a new rabbit girl named Fern and her shifting, colorful wolf spirit named Aurora. But yes, attending the gala, you met some people there, as well as meeting with the Duke and being able to put out requests that the Duke would hopefully be able to fulfill. For example, Graham wished to make the center of Windsong Manor's yard into a religious area. Otto had wished to get the plot across the street to be his bar, and various other requests put in. We pick up the next morning. And funny enough, you actually find that Fern and Aurora has spent the night in one of the spares room of Windsong Manor.
Morning. Graham's just on his way to the kitchen to try to cook again, refusing to believe what happened last time.
What's everyone else up to? What's
ordering dried chilies?
Exactly. What's Lucian doing?
So sorry, I was reading something. Are we waking up the next day?
Yeah. It's just you finished up the night, went back to Windsong, and if you need to, you have the benefit of a long rest.
Good.
Lucian's gonna wake up, do some reading, prepare his spells. He's got this voucher, so he's gonna do some studying on possible magic items that have been known and are useful, and just lazing about, hanging about the manor in the library. In some books.
We'll actually be able to look at said library right here. Not a big one, but a very well stocked one for the size. What's Otto up to?
Otto just sat back down. IRL. Otto is thinking about the connection between his communication device, so the diamond, and how it might be a conduit to get into hell, to go after his wife, and wondering who might be able to provide more information.
All right. Otto, go ahead and just do a flat intelligence check, please.
Making my way to my character sheet. Getting lost.
Way downtown.
Okay, I'm a normal.
Yeah. My wife is dead. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Otto, you're not quite capable of thinking who might know something about that. You're probably just going to have to keep your ears open and keep an eye out for anybody who might have knowledge of that. And what is Fern and Aurora doing?
Is my mic working?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Can I help with cooking, I guess? I'm not sure.
Yep.
Cool.
For the road.
You find a very well-stocked kitchen. And looks like it was just recently refurnished. Grounds been fixed. Shelves have been reassembled. Everything's been very well. Carpenters have obviously come in just recently and done everything needed to get the kitchen back up to spec. There's ovens, stove tops. There's a little there's a little small oven that goes up to a chimney that looks like it could be good for baking bread or anything else you may need, as well as having your chef's kit. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to, go ahead and do a wisdom for determining the cooking. If Graham is helping you, you can roll at advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
Graham is just pointing out where all the utensils in the kitchen are. First time in somebody else's.
I like this kind of liquor. Put this in my food.
With
No, it all
wisdom.
cooks off if you put it in liquor. It goes right into the flask, and then it goes right into Graham.
Okay.
So is that, did I do it right?
Advantage. 'cause
You
I
could
think
roll
it's
it one more
advantage.
time if you'd like.
Okay,
if you
roll it
to
one
do
more
it with
time.
advantage. All right. Yeah, Fern just gets like the idea of where everything's located and just whips up a real nice breakfast.
Pancakes.
Fern just makes some lovely pancakes, like thick, fluffy, um, absorbs the butter and the syrup on it, but doesn't get like soggy. Best pancakes you've ever eaten.
My God. Graham is grateful because Graham rolls low in the kitchen.
All right. Carter Webb's out in the dining room eating his pancakes along with Jimmy and Jackson. Looks to all of you around the table. Ah, well, it was a good night. Nobody embarrassed us.
Yeah.
I count that a win.
Why
Does he look at anybody specifically?
Yeah, he's
Why you gotta do that?
He's like mostly blind, so he's kind of just looking around the table, trying to make eye contact, but not doing necessarily the best job.
He doesn't want to give it away.
But well, anyway, we got a few different jobs came in. You're interested in them, or I mean, it doesn't sound like there's anything that strictly I got to rush to it if you want to do anything today. But
Whatever happened to that dragon?
He's probably still roaming and probably bigger now, to be honest.
let's see. Carter Webb pulls out his little scratch pad and kind of looks at it close.
His PDA. He's like,
Jackson takes it and is like, so there's a dragon. Let's see here. Professor Stone Snout is looking for dragon parts.
Reminds me, I've got a collection to make today for my shrine.
Yes, I think our orders are up at the blacksmith as well.
oh yeah.
Let's see here. He was also asking for Hydra parts. If you know where to find one of those.
Eagle smile on his face.
Does anybody know where there's a Hydra? Preferably one that's controlling a village.
A Hydra that pays taxes. Good God.
Oh no.
The local Hydra Lord.
He embodies all seats of the government with all those heads. Hydra commits
Clever.
tax evasion.
I like it. A+.
Let's see here.
Where's that?
But yeah, we've got a few other quests or jobs that come in. Apparently, the those lumberjack brothers came in a few weeks, maybe about a month or so ago.
You mean the guys that went out of business and took our discount away?
Well, yep. Looks like they got some more work. Apparently, they are expanding into the fishing industry.
Matter of fact.
What trouble could they possibly get into fishing? Just
You know the Tommy Lee Jones over the coffee mug stare?
Yes,
That's what Graham does.
Yeah. Just lay it on me. What did they do? What happened?
Well, it doesn't say here. If you're asking me what problems a fisherman can run into on the sea, well, for one, me, my ilk, sea monsters, storms, striking laborers, normal things. Maybe a wizard who's got himself a spell gone wrong, things like that. Hey, Jeremy.
Hello, I apologize for my lateness, guys.
No problem.
worries.
We're all good. We just started anyway. Yeah, you're basically all just sitting around the dining room table eating pancakes
Breakfast.
that Fern has made, discussing the next job you want to do.
Well, that's
Okay,
a
so the brothers.
good thing to be discussing.
Yeah, so it's Dragon, Hydra, or the two brothers with the lumberjacking failed industry that are fishers now. What's the next one?
You hear a knock at the door.
Oh God.
Those better get that.
Yeah, it's
Pickle
cool.
answers the door.
Fiffle, you find yourself looking up at a elfin man, pale, bald, scarification around the face and some tattoos, black clothing, holding a candelabra. Two of the candles of the three are lit.
That means
Piffle
these
frowns and
brothers alone-
says, "We're atheists here," and slams the door.
I'm literally not.
No. This
Door
is two out of
knocks.
3 candles. Is this the guy that brought us the hit list from Brother Bones last time?
Yeah. Hear knock at the door again. After Fiffle slams the door in his face.
Graham is quickly rushing past him to get the door more graciously. Howdy. Sorry about all that.
Walks inside. Sets the candelabra down on the dining room table. Brother Bones sends his regards for the good work taking care of his wayward, well, prisoner, I suppose.
Bones,
Is the
I love
proper
that
word
guy.
for it.
You should have led with that.
Well, anyway, we have another issue that's arisen.
I'm listening.
Surely you know of the Tanner. Strikes once every 2 weeks on the full and the new moon.
You think there's something supernatural there?
That's what we wanted to investigate, isn't it?
All I know is Brother Bones has tasked me to come to you with stopping him.
Understood. Well, I reckon we got our next job then.
Any lead on that?
That's your domain, I imagine.
Hmm.
But once you take care of it, he points down to the candelabra. You'll have just one more task left to be free of your, let's say, duties to Brother Bones. In the meantime, I must be off. Should warn you all, tomorrow night is going to be a full moon. He leaves the candelabra on the table and makes his way out, closing the door behind him.
Looks like our job picked us.
Okay.
Here it is.
The Tanner? I didn't realize it was the Tanner. What is the Tanner? That sounds like Leatherface.
This was many IRL months ago, but if you remember, there were every full moon and new moon somebody would get murdered and they would be found flayed.
Oh, they would be found. Oh, I thought this was the Skaven or the, I don't know what they call them.
Oh, the were-rats.
The were-rats.
Yeah.
Okay, not the were-rats. Okay, cool. The Tanner. Let's do this.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
First,
I see
let's
various ways and references you can go with this.
first let's get our kit, and then we can worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm turning into like JFK redneck with my ums and uhs.
Or all right. What would everyone like to do? Chungus is petting Roxanne, of course, giving her a little kiss.
Graham is gonna go meet. I believe it was Dr. Storm Snout who did the candles.
Yeah, you find Dr. Stone Snout's trap house magic
Bacon?
shop. His assistant's there. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Want to talk to the professor? Or is there anything I can help with? Oh, okay. I'll let me get the professor.
Thanks.
Professor Stone Snout comes out a few moments later. Ah, Graham of Potter's Field. How lovely to see you again. How may I?
How'd you make out?
With the candles? Well, you simply provided me the money and the prototype just yesterday. I still require a few other days. If you're asking about the progress, it's in good hands. It will
Understood.
be ready at the end of the week. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Hey, Bossy Graham. That's out of
Well,
character.
there was something. We were looking over some of the postings, and I believe you had Hydra parts on your shopping list.
Yes, I requested those several weeks ago, but no one's been kind enough to take up my offer. So, if you so desire to acquire me Hydra parts, then it still stands.
Did we all go together because we were all picking up our stuff from like the Smith and all that?
If you wanted to.
I would assume we did.
I'm down with that.
Just
Then you
all
just
with
go
the
up
main
and
group.
declare.
I
it
want
when
to
you have
ask
a
him, does
chance
he
to.
have any idea where we could locate a Hydra? Or since he knows what he wants, he must have a general idea where we could find one.
Sir Otto. No, I wouldn't happen to know. The Hydras are invasive to this country, but as for where one would be, I suppose it requires a bit of tracking on your behalf. Of course, the actual labor is what I am in fact paying for.
Is
As
there
it
any
were.
clues on what we would be looking for? Did you know offhand?
Yes, it's a large, scaled creature, multiple heads.
I like character in my face right now, Ian.
I can't see you, Ed. You have
I
no
know
camera.
because I'm not really have much of an option right now.
As for where you could perhaps begin your search, you may wish to check with any local monster hunters, the university, perhaps the library, or just cast out into the wilderness and see what comes your way.
Sounds good enough.
Well, we'll have occasion to roam the lands in the next few, but for now we got affairs close to home to manage.
Of course. Professor Stone Stout turns to Fern and Aurora. Your creature is interesting. Is it for sale?
Thank you, but no.
Shame. I'm sure it has interesting magical properties among its various organs. But
I love the whispered organs. That was very.
however,
The voice that you do for him and his assistant are great.
Yeah.
if you ever change your mind, perhaps my offer will always stand. I'm often looking for new, interesting magical components for my work.
Okay, thanks. I'll think about it.
Good old Stone Snout.
I'm gonna go wait outside.
Down, Stones, down.
He heads into the back. His assistant, the satyr, just, well, if you need any more help, just let me know. We got anything you need, magic-wise and other.
Do you
Thank
know
you.
anything about the Tanner? We are looking for this little criminal.
Oh, I mean, like,
Bring
you know,
with
I
the
like
full
listening
moon
to,
every
like,
2 weeks.
I have this, like, recording device, and people, like, record their thoughts about it, and I like listening to them, you know, especially when it's slow here, but, no, I don't know nothing about him.
Wait, back up. Was this about a thought recording device?
Yeah, you just, like, she pulls out, like, this kind of thick glass orb. It has, like, different colors in it. It basically just records people's, like, voices, and they'll talk into it and records it, and then you can, like, listen to them. It's made by
Oh.
Professor Stonestout made them. They're really neat.
That's pretty cool. Can I borrow that?
No, it belongs to him. He says it can't leave the shop. You can buy it if you want.
But then it would leave the shop.
Well, yeah, but then it's yours, not his.
But if I borrow it, then it's still his.
Make a persuasion check, Fiffle.
Let's see. Oh, no, that's not it. There it is.
Fiffle does a little dance, but sadly he can't convince her. Sorry, no, Professor Stone saw it was really clear. You either pay for it or it stays here.
Cool dance, though, right?
Oh yeah, it was a really nice dance. She
Yeah.
like kind of goes up behind the desk and joins you. Her like goat legs tapping on the wooden floor.
She's a go-goat.
All right. How much for the device?
300 gold.
Damn!
With all
All
the
right, we might be back for that. I might come back and buy one of those if I can find a good place to put it.
Oh yeah, they're really cool. I really like listening to people talk about the Tanner, but I don't know. Maybe we could check with like the city guard or like members
have
of
you
the.
heard people
the
talking
guard.
about the Tanner?
Oh yeah, like everybody around. Like it's big news. They haven't caught him yet. He's been active for like a couple months now. Like,
Okay.
4.
So just kind of conversations about people being like, man, heard about that Tanner. Pretty bad shit.
Can you tell us anything about the quality of his leather product?
I don't think they ever found the skin. Just like the bodies.
No, has he made a nice coat for anyone? I guess is my question.
I don't think so.
you know,
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, sir.
I'm a girl.
Piffle just looks at you. Quizzical expression. All right.
Oh.
Hey, does the professor accept returns?
I normally no. You got to like maybe if you could convince him, but I don't think so. Nobody
I
ever
don't want to buy
convinced
one of these things and return it to Amazon. I'm done.
Maybe for
And
like
you get to
store
keep the
credit.
product.
What do you think, guys? Should I get one of these? I can afford it.
I literally spent 1,000 gold on candles.
I think so.
But now
other
you're
than this Tanner thing, what do you think you'd use it for?
I mean,
I
all
mean-
the time.
Yeah, like literally everything.
Just the log of the legend.
When you put it that way, I guess it's an incredible value. Piffle plunks down 300 gold on the counter.
Oh, okay. She slides it across to you.
Yes, please. There it is.
If it turns out this only works once, I'll be back.
Nope. You can re-record over it.
Sweet.
You can record like 6 hours.
What?
Yeah, you can record like 6
Wow.
hours of speaking, but that's only your voice, and it's got like a weird little buzz to it that makes it so you like understand. Like she hits like the top of it, and it starts to swirl and just plays off.
What kind of
Here
range
today.
does it have?
It's got kind of like this weird like grain to the voice, and it's like we're here today talking about the latest Tanner victim and who the current suspects of the crime are. Now, before we begin, I have to talk about my sponsor, Professor Stone Snout, and his various. And then she just like hits it again, and it just turns off.
We could get a confession from someone one day and use it for that.
Oh yeah, no, World Tour Oyster with this thing.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Graham sees where this train is inevitably bound to head and opens
And for
the
only
flask.
300 coins, that's suspiciously inexpensive for such an object.
Are you sure? It seems really expensive to me. That's like what I'm making a year.
Oh, I guess I just don't assign any value to money. So, see you later, Mister.
She kind of just looks at Chungus. She gives Fiffle like a quick tutorial on how the thing you can like delete what was written on or like what was recorded onto it, how to
How
record it,
big
and how
is
to
this?
play it back.
Smaller than a bread box?
It's like the size of like your fist, like
Okay.
put together. So like 2 of that. So it's like a big paperweight.
Gotcha.
Weighs about 10 pounds. It's, heavy for the size, but. And yeah, it's just got like it's a selection of basically like, it's a semicircle glass looking device. The bottom of it is flat. and it has numerous colors kind of swirling slowly inside of it. You see like clouds of green and blue, purple, red, and orange. As she had touched the top of it to get it to play the voice that it had recorded, it just would spin faster in like a clockwise fashion.
Okay.
But she hands it over. I even left the recording on it if you want to listen to the guy talking about the Tanner. But he's not that good. He doesn't know as much as he likes to think.
What do you know about the Tanner?
Just what he said and what everybody I've been hearing in the market and the like. I guess
So, what are the locations that the Tanner has struck at so far?
Oh, all over the city. I guess the only place he really hasn't gotten into is the Sea Tower, or like the Gold Shield Bank. You know, anywhere that like locks up real nice and tight. Any place that got like, you know, guards.
What kind of victim does the
So
Tanner
he
prefer?
tends to
Grifters?
avoid guards, you say.
Oh yeah, he goes all for anybody. Latest victim was she is a washerwoman, about 20. There's like an old guy. He was like in his 60s. He was like a clerk at the Gold Shield, so he was like coming home from work and got.
Well, it doesn't sound like the Tanner has a modus operandi per se when it comes to a particular kind of victim. More of an animalistic, primal sort of instinct permeates throughout his killing.
Graham is questioning his decision to go for the flask after what he just heard.
Yeah, Lucien is dumbstruck by what you're.
Piffle's eyebrow like slowly climbs all the way up his forehead. Chungus is speaking. I agree, Chungus.
The blade at Chungus's waist just gleams.
Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm just going to keep eating my pie over here.
Okay. Oh, how was the gala last night? Professor Stone's not wet. I wanted to go, but he said that it wasn't for like me.
I think you would have fit right in at the gala.
Oh yeah, I bet, but oh well. There's always next year.
Certainly.
Well, I gotta do some inventory, so I don't want to like kick you guys out or anything. But if you aren't here to like buy anything else, like Professor Stone says I gotta like keep the riffraff out. He's really smart though. That's why I work for him. He's actually not a bad boss.
Hey, we're like the opposite of riffraff, okay?
Oh yeah, no, I know. You guys are like big spenders, but
Oh my God!
Well, what else do you have for sale? Just for the books.
oh, we got all
She
sorts
just
of
cut his
stuff.
throat with a razor blade.
What are you doing with the razor blade?
What is going on?
Oh, Stephanie's watching this crazy fucking show that's coming to a severely climactic end. This woman just cut this man's throat with a razor blade, like in like a fire. It's like the most dramatic
Jesus.
scene ever.
All right. What
Sounds
was
horrifying.
what was Lucien asking?
Just
Can you get a razor blade?
in this shop.
Oh, just like this stuff. Oh yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. You got like magic items up the wazoo. What are you looking for in particular?
Well, actually, I do have a voucher from the Duke for magic items, but I'm still doing a bit of research. So I guess I will come back some other time.
Okay, well, we're always open. Well, unless it's too late at night, in which case we're not open. But otherwise, we're open.
All right, sounds good.
Ian, out of character question,
Yes.
was Stone Snout also the necromancer that I know?
No,
No.
that was
Okay.
that was a human mage who was employed at the university in the town. Professor Stone Snout would be class-wise, and don't put too much like thought into this. He's an artificer.
Understood. I thought so. I was just making sure that I wasn't like dropping a plot thread by not bringing something up at this point.
Did
All is well.
did Graham take Zorus into town or leave him in the barn?
No, he's still in the stable.
Ian, is cloak of protections, are those considered cloaks just considered common or what?
For cloak of protection, let me look that up because I don't actually strictly remember. I'm assuming if it adds like a +1 to your AC, probably not. Cloak of protection is considered uncommon. Yep, that's like uncommon.
So what qualifies as uncommon that we have? So that means I think we have some uncommon stuff, don't we?
A couple.
Would they sell that, or would I have to go to like a shop that dabbles in magic things specifically?
Nope, the shop dabbles. If you're asking the assistant about cloaks of protection, she's like, "Oh yeah, we got cloaks of protection.
How much?
1,000 gold."
Ain't a bad deal.
In my Terminator voice, I'll be Bach.
Okay. Well, we're always open unless we're not.
I suppose that does cover the options. I guess Graham will make a stop at the university at some point.
Okay. How is Fern? Fern has just been kind of waiting outside.
Oh yeah, just
After
I
being
mean, I would
creeped
too
out.
if they try to take my damn pet.
All right, so you guys just. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just waiting outside with the Aurora, waiting for them.
Yeah. You go outside. The tiny rabbit girl and the wolf are just waiting there. All right. So you guys want to go to the
weird things
university?
in town, but they're the first rabbit and wolf girl people we've ever seen.
I don't know. It's a big city. It's like New York. You know, nothing. Once you live in New York long enough, nothing like surprises you.
You no longer fear death. Yeah, Graham at least is gonna go. He wants to get in touch with that neck bromancer.
So heading to the university. Currently, class is out. And you've been to the necromancer's, basically like the magic wing of the university, to his office before. So you just see, you know, the sign above the door. Just a wooden door there. His name's printed along the side. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, so I gotta double check my notes.
Me neither.
Just call him Arnold.
So you standing outside, the door opens up, the professor's there. Oh, sorry, I was just leaving. You startled me. Oh, Crossblades. Yes, I do remember you.
Right, howdy. I wanted to know if you might be interested in doing some research on necromancy with me in some capacity.
Necromancy.
Necromancy.
Love it.
Well, I do collaborate with other professors and researchers into necromancy. Do you work with a university, possibly out of Talva?
No, unfortunately, not at this time.
You part of any accredited organization?
The Crossblades might have once held a membership, but if they do at the moment, was that something we were? God, I hate my short-term memory.
No, you don't. The Crossblades did not have like a academy accreditation.
Okay. We didn't have like one of those partnership programs.
That Graham's to-do list.
Maybe I could pitch one on account of the fact that we're probably going to need to do research on stuff fairly often, and we have several arcanists among us.
Well,
Arsonists?
Arcanists.
Arsonists?
Not on.
Never looked down again.
Arsonists.
I'm sorry. Kaido raises his hand.
Those aren't mutually exclusive. Well, always interested in doing research with fellow necromancers. Normally, though, I would like to do it with fully, somebody who's maybe published before. Have you done any research into necromancy yourself?
Nah, I'm more of a practical matters learner.
He's a freelancer.
Okay. Well, I mean, don't want to shoot you down or anything, but I'm very busy, so I normally have to be very selective with who I work with.
Understandable. All right. Well,
I could at least hear you out. What are you looking to research?
ways to keep or improve the lot of the spirit when engaging in necromancy. Just broadly.
Well, when it comes to the spirit, when reanimating somebody via necromancy, I mean, generally speaking, we're not grabbing the actual soul, more of just an echo of it. I've never really felt a need to necessarily be terribly kind, speaking to people whose, I mean, this is going way back, even before my time, but anyone who's been reanimated via necromancy and then had their body returned to full life via either a true resurrection or wish spell or the things of that nature. Generally speaking, they don't recall being made undead, so the typical theory is that the person's soul doesn't actually inhabit the body if they are risen from the dead, for the most part.
Well, I guess I'll be in touch if something changes on my end for that.
Well, if you're looking to publish any research into that, please let me know. I actually do have contacts with various magical publications.
Well, first I'll need access to research materials, but that's my own road to hoe.
Well, he shows the library around him.
Cool.
I have a few books here and there. Now, nothing I can necessarily lend out, as these are considered university property. Technically, they're part of the library that have been taken out by the university on a semi-permanent basis.
Yeah. Ran into that once before. All right.
Or you could
thanks
roll.
For counting. No, one thing at a time. Thank you much.
Well, if you need anything else, please let me know. I'm currently, in research mode while class is out. The next semester hasn't started yet.
Reckon I might.
Anyway, I'm off to get an early lunch, but you know where to find me, I suppose, if you need me.
Take care.
Yep, you as well. Oh, anybody interested in any more reanimated animals? Looks to Fiffle's rat. I have a...
Fiffle pets the rat.
Keep forgetting about that thing.
I have some reanimated ravens, if you're interested. Cats, small dogs.
I don't think we need a reanimated cat. We have a tabaxi.
Back away slowly.
All right, well, hey, this job doesn't pay that much. I gotta, pay the rent somehow. It'll catch on.
Adjunct professors of necromancy.
It'll catch on.
How much for these ravens? Do they actually fly or they hop about?
They don't really have wings, so they just kind of hop about. It's just the skeleton of the raven, but it perches on your shoulder real nice. You can have it for 3 gold.
Think of it as a decoration on your shoulder.
They don't, make too much noise either. They might tap their beak against stuff, but...
You.
Does it sort of listen to you, or it just does its own thing mostly?
Oh, no, it'll listen to you. Understands basic commands. Don't expect it to, be too smart, though.
Undead bird, do calculus.
You'll recall that every time that...
It looks actually very, very cute. I will take one.
All right. He takes 3 gold from Lucian, heads back into his office, and comes back out a few minutes later with a skeletal raven. Perches it on your shoulder. There you go.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, I gotta run. Busy day. Well, not really, but I just gotta get out of the office.
Actually,
Don't want to talk to you.
could you direct me to how you make these things permanent?
Oh, this, these things are So it's a necromancy spell. Uh, he describes what would be like a high level spell, probably like a fourth or fifth level spell. It's a special spell of his own design that would be permanent on small creatures. Mentions that they are dumber than your typically reanimated creatures, and they are fragile to an extent. So mentions that like even a little bit of like anything too rough and it will fall apart. He's basically describing a advanced version of the spell that you use to reanimate Zorse, but it only affects small things and keeps them like fragile. Basically, it's a walking decoration.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, if nothing else, it suggests I can do some research of my own devising in the future.
Yep. Yeah. He mentions it took him a few years to like more study, but once he had the idea down, he was able to like work the spell.
I'm not much of an academic, but
It all
I
comes
do
to you
have the
eventually.
knack, so maybe I'll have a go of it.
Well, you know where to find me if you need me, as they say around
Enjoy
here.
your lunch.
With that, he leaves the university. You just see him kind of like head off into the market district. All right. What's everyone doing now?
Should we go to the blacksmith and pick up our things?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
here for.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Head to the
When's the
blacksmith.
full moon?
Not tonight,
the
but
next
tomorrow
night?
night.
All right. Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
I don't know how we're gonna find this Tanner thing.
I guess just tagging along.
We can start doing some figuring out on that after we've collected our gubbins.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
we get any indication of what the bodies looked like or what kind of wounds they had?
You don't, but Professor Stonestown's
Out of
assistant
character.
gave you a few ideas of who you could check with. Members of the
We're-
city guard or with members of the yard.
Okay.
we're
And we
there,
have a member of the yard, don't we?
Check for like, would the university have any like book on like where a hydra would be in this place? Like a monster section?
Well, if you want to head to the university's library, their own personal library, you could do an investigation.
Sure, I would do that. Can I +4 myself?
Not in this case because it'll take longer than a minute.
Oh yeah, that is true. Investigation.
Yeah, Otto's able to find some. He's able to find one book that is a population study of invasive species brought to Viderheim by various. Basically, half the book is about invasive species brought by the Orwellan Empire. The other half is about other sources, mostly like merchants having accidentally brought things over. But within it, it does talk about how the hydras prefer a warm climate and will thus have oddly been able to keep a small population within Viderheim, more in areas that favor like warm. So around coastlines or in areas that have things like swamps or even areas that have like hot springs.
Wasn't that weirdo that made Chungus younger in a hot spring?
That was just a regular spring.
Okay. So if we cross reference that to our map, would we be able to like narrow down into certain regions where we might find one?
Well, you don't know too much about the geography of Viderheim itself beyond the map you have. So
Like
well,
I
I mean, you know
assume
where the
this is a
coastlines
swamp.
are, but
Like I assume that's a swamp.
on the map that would be marked as a forest.
Really? Okay, I thought these were forests because they look the little this right here. Because you see,
It's all the same tree
like,
icon.
oh, those are just bunched together.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm,
You really don't know where the swamps and hot springs of Viderheim are. I mean, you can get ideas of the coastline, but
yeah. Yeah. Okay. It narrows it down a lot, though. Maybe there's a hot spring in Springwell. Mm-hmm. That's it pretty much for me.
okay. The rest of you wanted to go to Irlith and get your equipment.
Yep.
All right. Heading to the Elven Blacksmith. Find him working. I got a little earlier than I was expecting. I thought I'd have a few more days, but I did just because it was a big order work on it first. So he hands you the various weapons you had silvered.
Hooray. We're more dangerous now than we normally are.
Mildly more dangerous. All right. Yeah, anything else I can do for you guys? And looks to Fern and Aurora. Did you need anything from me?
No, I don't know.
I got weapons, armor, metal. Do a little bit of leather work here as well if you need something a little lighter.
I think I'm good for now. I
All
don't.
right. I mean, looking for some barding for a wolf, I could do that.
Oh, that would be cool.
All right. What are you looking for it to wear?
I didn't think about it before you mentioned it.
Let me get you some leather. Looks like it might need a little something lighter that it can move around with pretty well.
That sounds good.
He takes out a little measuring tape. Kind of just measures Aurora. Kind of just wraps it around Aurora's waist. All right. I'll do a little bit of leather working and get your friend here something. I'll add like maybe a little bit, but keep it a little safer.
Sounds good.
All right, now this is a special order. Don't normally make barding for wolves, so
How much would that cost?
well, let's take a look. He pulls out a little list of items. All right, leather armor for person. It's going to be 10 gold. Now we're going to double it because this is a not for a person, and tack on the actual labor. We'll call it a solid 30 gold.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right.
She's a member of the Crossblades now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that considered?
I'm counting your
Okay.
your discount there, and you remember the crossblades? You don't have the little icon around your neck. Points to like everyone who's wearing the crossblades necklace, but Fern, you actually don't have it because.
I guess we should like work on that at some point.
I'm new.
Well, if you got any extras, if you don't have any extras, I can probably make a copy for you.
I reckon that's not a bad idea.
So we get some.
Yeah, I guess we should go check with where did we get them? We did get them from Webb or the guy way back at the beginning.
No, you got them from like the guy way back in the beginning on like.
Yeah.
You went to a bar, got drunk, he gave him.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's when Oaks died.
Yep.
How much would you charge us for the creation of a new one?
Let's take a look. He takes the one from you, Lucian. All right, well, it's steel, treated to not rust. Probably make a few of these. I wouldn't make like just one at a time. I'd have to make them in bulk. Call it 10 gold.
For how many?
Let's say 5.
Should we all
I can make them
we
10
can
at
make
a
it
time,
official.
so let's say 20 gold for 10.
Jimmy and Jackson can get one.
Yeah, we should chip in for some and get them to the new team.
Do we have the rights to do that, Ian, as members of the guild?
You're not sure.
So we can ask.
Question there.
Just tell them we'll have Carter Webb deal with that.
All right.
I think Carter Webb might be who we need to deal with.
Yeah.
Senile fool. Yes.
He ain't senile. He's just getting up there. Nothing wrong with that.
He's just like us.
He'd be about 86.
He's old now.
He's senile. What you talking about?
I mean, considering the shit we do, we're senile too.
All right, let's start it over and we'll figure that out later.
We are whack.
All right, so you head back to Winsong?
Well, speaking of leather, do you know anything about the tanner?
Which Tanner? There's a few in the city.
The evil one who comes out at night and is
Oh, that Tanner, yeah. Well, no, I mean, no more than anybody else. You know, strikes every full and new moon. Bodies are found the next morning with, no skin. So he
Oh.
obviously can work fast. Skin itself is never found.
Are there any like
Victims.
magical or like curses? It sounds kind of like lycanthropy with the moon cycle thing, but the full and versus new. Is there anything like kind of like a werewolf but not a werewolf?
Like a were-rat or something?
I mean, maybe.
That's a little outside of my purview. I learned, how to be a smith. and
Oh, all
that's
right, we're
about
talking
it.
to the Smith. Yeah, that would have been a better question for the necromancer.
Can we insight check him and just make sure he's not like
Yeah,
lying?
go ahead.
What if he's the tanner?
Right? Is he the tanner? He does a lot of leather working.
Natural 1 incoming.
You can roll those. You can re-roll those.
Once.
Natural 2 incoming.
That's more like it.
Did someone roll?
Well, I guess in this case, Lucian roll insight because it's Lucian who's suspicious.
We'll do it.
Seems kind of sus, bro.
But yeah, Lucian, you're not sure.
Not great.
Like, he seems on the level, but he's also pretty, hard to get a read on.
Okay.
So do I give him the 30 gold now, or when I pick up the?
Nope, he takes the 30 gold from you now, after having taken Aurora's measurements.
Okay.
Alright, come back in a couple days' time, and I should have that ready.
Thank you.
So what do we have left on the to-do list here?
I guess now we can go look for officials or people on the case if you want to start investigating. Though we should talk about. That's a later thing, I guess.
Should we go to the Order of the Yar for this? Like, what have they learned?
Yeah, let's get some info and see what they got.
Okay. The Order of the Art is located at. I actually have a little note on this if I can find it. Their actual location, like the headquarters, is located near the Sea Tower. It is. Let's see here. Order of the Yard. Yeah. So they're located at Whitestone Courtyard, and their headquarters is located next to the actual courtyard itself. The courtyard is located near the Sea Tower, so you would have passed it a few times. Heading there, it's basically a courtyard in the middle of this kind of section of the city that is meant for like the government. It has just like an open area, but it opens up
Okay.
next to a road that would be accessible primarily by the public. Um, it's made from marble, hence the name. Although you can see that the white stone itself has become stained. Looking closely, you would see it's more of a pinkish or red color, especially in the center of the courtyard itself, where there is a small, uh, like a rise made out of marble, and in the center is a wooden stump. But you also see the headquarters for the Order of the Yards, located just adjacent to the courtyard itself. Standing in front are two paladins in full plate with spears and shields at the ready.
Otto, you want to take this dance?
Yeah, I will. I'll go up to the paladins and greet them. It's like, hello there. Are you guys taking inquiries into the Tanner issue that's been plaguing Voxwell for the past few, was it months now?
Yeah, it's like 4 months.
4 months?
Hello, sir. No, we are just standing guard.
Do you know who we can talk to about that?
Well, could check inside, although we generally. Well, it looks like. Oh! Serato, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Yes, head inside. You're going to want to speak to Sir. Who is. No, I'm sorry, you have to speak to the desk guard. I can't remember who off the top of my head is handling the investigation for the Tanner.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the information. We'll head inside, I guess.
Okay. You and all your friends are heading in?
Yeah, or am I only supposed to head in?
No, sir. It's just a bit of a crowd.
If you need, I can sit this one out. Just keep me posted.
There's nothing that says they can't come in, sir. I'm just.
That's fine. I can go in. I'm sure this. I'm scared of what's gonna happen when I come back. That's out of character, by the way. Yeah, I'll head in.
All right. Yeah, inside you see it's a selection. It's mostly offices. You can see desks. Definitely see people in plate, as well as other people just wearing lighter armor. They have boards up along the wall where they show like information what you believe to be related to the various cases they are investigating. And at the front there, you do see somebody working the front desk. It
Go up
would
to
be. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go up to the front desk and greet them.
Yep. You're just kind of working on some paperwork. Yeah. How can I help you?
Hey, guards outside said that you might have some information pertaining to the Tanner in the past 4 months.
She looks up at you. Another busybody. No. No information is available to the public at this time.
Am I considered public?
No, you're a member of the Order of the Art by some technicality.
I'm not a member of the public. I'm actually a member of the Order of the Yard.
Looks at you again. Name?
Sir Otto Acoustus.
She looks through her
How long ago
paperwork.
was I knighted? Like
Like
I
a
don't remember.
month.
Huh, a month?
Oh, new. Yes, okay. You can speak to the investigating knight. That would be Sir Lindroth.
Okay. And I'm assuming she just points me in that direction.
Yeah. Back office right over there.
Okay.
Heading into the back, you see it is a dwarven woman. She has black hair tied up into a bun in the back. She isn't wearing any heavy armor. It's just light studded leather armor. Has a crossbow on one side of her waist and a mace on the other side. Sitting in her office, she's got with a board up on just notes written and scribbled on it. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Hello there. I was directed to you about information or for the whole thing. I would just like repeat
The
it.
Tanner. Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Sir Gale assigned me another assistant. Too many cooks spoil the soup.
You're telling me.
Well,
That's
Someone
there
say soup?
from outside? From
Here.
outside.
all right. The Tanner has been striking once every 2 weeks. People have disappeared on the full and new moon and have then been found either the next day or the few days after. Fully skinned. Doesn't appear to be any specific area within the city. So we've been focusing. Guard shifts go thick during the full and new moon, and people generally don't go out if they can avoid it, but there's always some citizen, who can't either avoid going out or is a damn fool and does it anyway. So, always a fresh body to be found.
Has there been repeated locations, or is it always a new location?
Yep, new location every time. She shows you a map of the city with various pieces, like basically like little red marks where the strikes have occurred.
Can I so would I be able to just like remember this and bring it back to the group?
You would have to make an intelligence check to attempt to remember it precisely.
I'm sorry, guys. This is gonna be bad.
Do it. Do it.
No.
Yeah. Oh no, you're actually able to, using a little bit of like mnemonic help, you're able to figure out, okay, here's like you make like a kind of shape in your mind with it, and you're able to then get it to memory. And you think that if you were to go to a map, you could write down where each individual one was and work from there.
Ray, I'm intelligent sometimes.
We're all sometimes intelligent.
We have our moments.
On that note, I'm about to go AFK, so try not to destroy everything by the time I'm back.
Otto has destroyed everything.
No promises.
Can somebody get the barrel
See
of
Tiffle
tar,
taking notes.
please?
Destroy everything before Graham.
When the Graham's away, the mice shall play.
Where do we put the tar barrel? Okay. So based off of this map, how many locations, since can I play off of this intelligence roll? Like how many areas are left that if it keeps this pattern up?
Well, these are just small red like marks on individual streets, and then, so there's still many streets throughout the city that could still be occurring on. But you've seen like 2 marks in the market district, 4 in what would be considered like the kind of poor section of town where a lot of the laborers are. 2 marks are near the docks. 1 mark is actually only a few blocks from where Windsong Manor is, and 1 mark that's actually in a kind of rich area, probably just like about half a mile from where you cleaned out that haunted house.
And there's nothing been left at the scenes, huh?
Well,
Is the scene
there's been a
crime in-
corpse. That's what you're wondering.
Well, aside the corpse, no actual,
No witnesses.
no items.
No murder weapon found. We've had clerics come out, talk to the dead, but they don't have any information, so it sounds like they get struck from behind and aren't, fortunately for them, aware of when the actual skinning takes place.
I think here.
Where now? Obviously, he's taking these people somewhere to skin them. Do we have any like correlation between like we know this person was attacked over here, but their body was found over here or anything like that?
Yeah, is there any footprints? I guess, like, or like any like signs of the body being moved.
Well, all I know is people go missing, and then they, show up. We don't think we do think that there was, where the body was discovered wasn't where the actual murder took place. So
Mhm.
probably knocks him out, takes him somewhere, but he just has to be out of the way for. And honestly, he's made his job easier for him because now there ain't any people out on the street during a new and full moon. So he's got pick of place.
Hmm. What?
But
We have
yeah, based on where we found the body, not a lot of blood, which would generally indicate, that ain't where they were skinned.
Right. Have we considered using a trap?
Yeah, we got guards going out at night, dressed civvy garb, but for the most part, he hasn't fallen for it yet. Admittedly, he's only had 8 victims, and we only just had this idea after the 4th. So it could just be, bad luck on our part, but you could certainly try it yourself if you don't, I don't think you'd attack a group, but if you want to travel in, like, ones.
Right. I guess I don't think there's much more information we can get from here.
I'll try and compile my notes a little bit better, but,
And next attack is what due tomorrow night, huh?
Yeah, people already cleaning out shops for weapons, doing the best they can to keep themselves protected, investing in new locks, making sure they travel in groups. That's always a good idea.
Okay. Any area that's going to be lightly guarded that might need somebody to go around?
Check out the docks. Normally we try and keep that area a little better, guarded, but, well, we figure the sailors can look after themselves for the most part.
I think that's about everything I can get.
I'll come back in a few days, and I'll have something maybe a little more written up for you. But the other thing is, I guess just keep your ears open. I mean, we'd always hoping that ain't gonna be another victim, but we're kind of banking on that fact.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your help.
Yeah. All right.
If I look at those notes on the way out, Ian, do I notice anything specific or not? It's just basically what she told me.
What are you looking? What would you?
No, if I just like glance through the notes, like as I turn, is there like anything specific, or did she didn't say?
Make a perception check. Nah.
The 5th was too far.
Yeah, Fiffle unfortunately is outside the buildings. You don't notice anything with the notes.
Okay.
It's written in a sort of like
slang.
It looks maybe like shorthand, and also her handwriting isn't that great to begin with. So
she's a doctor.
Her notes are.
Can you take it out and show it to me?
Huh?
Oh, because you rolled a 1.
Yeah, but you're not in the building, so you're with me. So it kind of.
But
yeah, so I'll just relay the information to everybody. The map, the docks is considered where it's going to be the least guarded tomorrow night because they just assume that people can protect themselves over there.
What's the map of again?
Where the murders happened or where the bodies were found.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Just be a map of the city where the various attacks had occurred.
This is where they're found. We don't know where.
There's no overlap.
Where they were found is more accurate a way to say it.
Yeah, there's no overlap of where they were found.
And they're all over the city.
Yeah.
Well, we could lurk around the docks.
Could do a couple at the docks. A few at the docks.
How many victims have there been?
8. 8. 2 per month.
And no known connections between them, only that they were in unguarded areas.
Right. And they were alone. But setting traps doesn't seem to work. At least for the guards. But they might also be looking for people that are purposely baiting, so who knows?
What about age or sex? Do we know if there are
There's old people and young people.
old people, young people, men, women?
Yep.
Strong and weak, or all weak? Easy targets? None.
They're attacking behind, so I would assume they're just unsuspecting.
Can we kind of like analyze this map and see if we can look at anything that might be around the area of the attack that might have in common with each other?
Yeah, you I'm assuming. Well, you have a map of the city already, so I'm assuming Otto is able to.
Yeah, I can just mark where the bodies were off of my intelligence roll.
Yeah. Looking it over, make a. This would be.
I'll look too. Let's see if a pattern emerges.
Make
Perception?
an insight check.
Insight? Do you want me to do that? Can I do it at advantage in a?
Should all do it.
Should
Everyone
I
do it.
Can I do it with
Well,
a D4?
Everyone pour over that shit.
Graham's got it.
all right.
Can I do it?
Graham, looking at it, you definitely notice that these are along
Okay.
main roads. So it doesn't look like they were yeah, it's basically along larger main roads that the bodies were discovered.
Okay. So they're not like down alleys.
Well, you're not really sure. Like you just see like the red marks where the bodies were discovered.
That's right. He's probably putting them out.
Are there any alleys nearby?
On the map you have, it does not necessarily show that.
Well, why don't we go visit? Do we know which was the latest victim? See if we can check any blood spatter patterns.
We talk to the families of the victims.
You don't actually know which ones were the most recent. You just know whereabouts they were located.
Well, they said they tried to talk to the spirit of the dead, but I don't know. Maybe Graham can have better luck with that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if they tried it, they probably have access to the same spells I do, though.
I'm also out of character thinking is like if this is Brother Bones, like your ability to speak with the dead might be a lot more beneficial than like say an investigation that's random.
This is a Brother Bones thing too.
Yeah, using that line of thought, is there any kind of supernaturally experienced inspection of the board that makes sense to Graham?
Graham didn't see the board per se. Only what Otto had related to him.
Yeah, fair.
Could it be our friends, the were rats, who are, maybe having an underground passage to different parts of the city, and that's why it's not local to a specific section?
Actually, does the map? He's got a point. Does the map show any like sewage entries? For sewers.
This would just be like a street map that would show like roads. So it wouldn't necessarily show that.
Let's go to the closest one and see if we can find.
All right, let's do that.
The closest one is about 4 blocks east of your manor house.
Damn, that's close. Any objections? Let's go check it out.
Let's do
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, heading to the head into that area. So really, all you see is this is a kind of middle class section of the city. Um, it's primarily houses. You see houses very similar to how yours are set up. They might have either walls around them, like the Windsong, or a lot of them are just separated by small yards with small iron gates about waist high. In the area, you would definitely see things, people out and about, either working. You see laborers out. You see various horse-drawn carts that are bringing people to and from this section of the town. At the actual murder spot itself, you see, especially where it's marked down, there actually is not only a opening into the sewer. It would be more like a kind of like a metal grate along the side of the road where water would flow into it. You don't see anything like a manhole cover or the medieval equivalent of such. But there actually is an alleyway that is directly next to where the red X is marked.
Is there any
Investigate the alleyway.
Check it out.
blood marks left over?
Make an investigation roll.
Can I assist him?
Yes, in this case.
Hooray.
Okay. Graham, looking around, you see that the area has been cleared out. The alleyway itself has basically it's just like runs between a section of the some of the houses. You would probably put it at being just a short transport between two of the main roads just for foot traffic, but there are tall buildings in between. Um, Looks like maybe more packed together for the middle class area here. A lot of what you'd expect to be in there, crates, maybe places to put trash, things like that, have all been cleared out. There's a section of the middle of the alley, which it's kind of roughly paved, but it has looked to be cleaned in like a giant circle. With that investigation, you suspect that's probably where the body was found. It would be about 20 feet from the actual road itself.
So someone off the road, but not far from it.
Looking at the road, is it mostly like foot traffic? Are people coming in with wagons? Like,
The main road itself is primarily, it's a combination of foot traffic as well as several different wagons going up one side, down the other. It's definitely wide enough to allow two wagons to be able to pass each other, as well as have like walkways for people to walk along the sides as well. This alleyway looks like hasn't seen. Funny enough, it is. You don't see any like footprints in the area beyond yours.
Doesn't seem to be well used.
From what you can determine, not right now.
What time of the day is it right now?
It's about 12. If you were to look at your little orb that tells the time, it would be immediately noon.
What time of day was the body found?
You don't have that information.
Has anybody got detect magic?
I think
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, you do. Nice.
I can use that, I guess. If there's any magic in the area. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Oops.
Okay. Let's see here.
There's a high spelled safety DC.
Yeah, you don't see anything that would be magical in the area that you wouldn't expect. For example, the magic items that you and your comrades are
Right.
carrying. But in the actual area itself, no. Especially around the body, you do not detect any magic. Uh, you really don't see anything here beyond just like the cleaned section of the street. You suspect that this body was found probably a few months ago.
We
Let's
saw
go.
no manhole covers or anything nearby.
Yeah, anything sewage wise?
Just a grate.
There was a grate.
Yep, there's a grate on the side of the road.
Does it look like it's tampered with at any point?
Make an
Yeah,
investigation
check
roll.
that out.
Investigation roll.
I'll assist so you can roll that one.
Okay. Damn you. This being stupid, I am.
Damn you, sir, and damn your chair.
Can I D4 myself for this too?
Yeah.
Du, du, du.
13. Looking at the grate, it looks like it's well secured here. Doesn't look like anything was bent. Looks to be in good shape. Slight bit of rust around the edges, but beyond that, it's not anything that you'd expect to have been pulled apart. The actual hole itself isn't terribly big. You would think maybe if it were removed, somebody who was considered to be small size or smaller would be able to fit through it, but beyond that, it is pretty well secured. Like just kind of pulling it, it doesn't give way or anything.
Could a rat fit through the bars?
A rat
Well,
could.
but a body.
I mean, they could kill the person up in the street, take their skin, and then move the corpse wherever. They just have to come out of the sewer to attack because they leave the body.
True.
If you look through the gray, can like with my goggles, can I actually see the bottom, whip or whip out?
Yeah, looking down, you see it's basically a small kind of stone shaft, be about a foot in length and half a foot wide, and it heads down about 6 feet to an opening below where you can see a little bit of water rushing down.
Does it look like there were any footprints there, like at all?
You
Maybe-
don't see any, but this goes directly into water, so
Yeah.
you're not seeing. You wouldn't suspect there to be footprints.
Hmm.
Why don't we check the newest site and
Yeah.
look for
We
similar?
don't know. We don't know which one's the newest, so we'd have to check them all.
We just ask a random guard, hey, where's the newest site
Yeah.
for somebody?
If you listen to that tape recorder, they
Yeah.
might mention where the body was found.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Do it.
That's a good move.
Okay. Listening to the tape, the tape recorder,
Yeah, whatever the hell we want to call it.
Presses play.
it begins to swirl in a cloud, and you see it is. You hear the voice. The most recent victim was found, and he gives an area that would be. This would be in the rich section of town. The latest victim was a clerk working for the Gold Shield Bank. He was found having headed several blocks from his home. The person would be a human. The guard has not released the name of the person. He was found by a morning day teller who was beginning his run by delivering some milk to the various homes in the section. For more, please buy my next recording. You may purchase at Professor Stonesnouts. Professor Stonesnouts for all the best magical items in the city of Vaxval and the country of Viderheim.
Did we just get a
Faithful
freaking,
Remember to tell me how much
Let's
you
go
like
check it.
and be sure to subscribe for the latest information.
We just gotta fucking telemarket.
Let's do it. Let's go check it out.
Please like and subscribe.
That's what we're fighting, a like and subscribe.
All right, you want to?
Okay, well, we've got the general area to go explore. Let's go explore it.
Yeah, let's check that one out. See if it corresponds to any one of the.
How long would it take us to get there?
It's about an hour.
Okay.
Because it's just like on the other side of the city, but
Okay.
yeah, heading here, this is a definitely more upscale. The houses around here are the walls are thicker, taller. Definitely have the kind of iron spikes along the top. It looks almost like mini versions of the Count's Manor from Drindir. More guards are definitely in this area. Heading to the spot the location of the body was found, it is really the main road of this area. There are a few basically like in the exact area you do actually see an alleyway. Once again, it looks to be a kind of like circle that's been cleaned. This would be in between a small, basically a stable with a carriage. If you wanted to investigate, you can go ahead and just do an investigation roll to get more information.
Okay,
I will assist.
cool.
Can I D4 him?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And do your D4.
Thank you. One more. Ooh, nice.
Okay. Yeah,
27.
so definitely check out the alleyway. Yeah, it's in between. It's two buildings. One which is a small stable that has different horses throughout it, as well as a building which looks like it holds several different carriages and kind of wagons that would be hooked up to the horses. Definitely see like that circle where the body you believe to be found. Once again, about 20 feet. The road itself is wide enough that you could suspect it would be able to fit maybe like 4 carriages wide, as well as have people walk by foot. Looking down, it's about 100 feet before you see the closest, basically grate where water would flow into the sewers from the actual like alleyway itself. Once again, you see numerous people walking around. Definitely more upscale. The people here are in fancier, finer clothing. Definitely brighter colors, wearing jewelry. A lot of guards around the area. You do see different laborers here and there who are just look to be maids or butlers. People doing deliveries on carts. People who are dropping off or picking up people in the area and continuing on via horse-drawn wagons and carriages.
Let's check the sewer grate again.
Okay. So heading, it's about 100 feet from where the actual alleyway is. Going to it, it's a lot nicer than the previous one. There's no rust. It is well secured. The bars here are thicker and looks like it's been cleaned more recently. Tempting to like it doesn't even rattle when you like grab onto the grate and try and pull it. It's also got thinner bars, or they're more closely spaced together. So it's hard to even like kind of reach your hand through the space in between them.
But would a rat possibly be able to get through it still?
You don't think so. Not a rat, maybe a mouse, but
Because there is many magic that can get you through small spaces.
It could be like gaseous form.
Or some kind of animal transformation other than the rats, or but yes.
The stable that's next door. Could I cast speak animals on one of the horses?
Yeah.
Would they
Yeah.
be able to see into the alleyway?
It's
Yeah.
a great fucking idea. Yeah, that's great.
Go ahead. You cast
Okay.
speak with animals, and just see like numerous horses there.
Okay,
You just
so
have to keep in mind the general intelligence level first with him.
okay.
Hey.
How do
Is that Terry's voice again?
So I'm speaking with the horse. So I'll be like, did you see anything weird happen here? I guess what was it?
About 2
What do you
weeks
know
ago.
what a new moon is? 2 weeks ago?
What do you mean weird?
Um, did you see someone attack another person here? Or
Nah. Got somebody woke me up though.
who woke you up?
As a tall guy walking down alleyway, drop off garbage, and there smelled bad. Walking down the street after that, jumping on wagon at night, waking me up at all hours of the night. Working man trying to get some sleep.
Had you ever seen the tall guy before?
No, sir, I've never seen him before in my life.
Out of character, is this horse a cowboy?
Oh, he's a voice I'm doing.
No.
Next,
Can I ask everyone if they have any questions they want to know about? And I tell them like about the tall guy who dropped off garbage that smelled bad.
Were there any predators nearby last time it was super dark out?
what,
Okay, so I'll ask the horse that, I guess.
The wolf there? He's a predator.
No, not today. No, don't worry about the wolf.
Oh.
Maybe ask him if he knows anything about the wagon or any characteristics of the man other than tall.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
like what color were the man's coverings?
What's color, fella?
I'm colorblind, kid.
what type of wagon did the tall guy get into?
Was in one of them nice ones, them fancy folk climbing in all day ones I'm pulling. It's one of them there. Kinda covered wagon with a bit of the old canvas on it. What you might be pulling lumber. What you might be pulling fish. I'll tell you though, it woke me up, working man, trying to get some sleep, and then the next morning, them people screaming about it. I ain't got nothing. Trying to just get me some shut eye, trying to get me some hay, and got people bugging me all hours of the night, honey. You seem nice, though.
People were screaming about the garbage that he dropped off.
Yeah, screaming their heads off about it. God's puking them guts out. Must have been one heck of some garbage.
Sounds like it.
Screaming and like.
Did you see
Hmm.
what if he had long hair or short hair?
Yeah,
the tall guy.
Short hair, or maybe it was long. Got a hat on.
It was short or long.
Did he say? Did he say if he was old or not?
Oh yeah, could you tell if he was young or old?
He seemed like a bit spry. Couldn't see too much. Been dark out. It didn't have no light, which I, thought was most you folk need light to see, and I need light to see. So he ain't got no torch, no nothing. Maybe he got them fancy elfy eyes.
Elf eyes?
I don't know. All I
Elf
know
like
is
eyes?
I couldn't see them eyes. I just saw the shape of the man or woman. I guess no need to be making assumptions here.
Damn it, woke horse. We need a breakthrough in this case.
All I know is they was tall. They was wearing a hat. They's getting on to a wagon what have them other horses on it, and they dropping off them trash here, waking me up while I'm trying to get some sleep. Gotta wake up early the next morning, and then I got other people screaming about it, telling me that they got somebody else again. I don't know what they is talking about. Now,
Did you
honey,
recognize the horses that were pulling the other wagon?
nah, them some stranger horses. I don't trust them. They was a little too calm, if you ask me, for being out late at night. Didn't got no blinders on. What are you supposed to do? You see, I got a blinders on of them dogs barking, them cats hissing at you, children pulling your tail.
Indeed.
You got any carrots, honey?
Um, yes. Can I hand him a carrot that I just, I
Thank
don't know,
you
did I have a
kindly.
carrot?
Thank you kindly, short young rabbit woman.
I'll pat
You've
his
done
nose.
me a great solid here today. A working horse needs a carrot to keep him strong.
I'll thank the horse.
You're
Thank you
quite
for.
welcome. Please come by any time with more carrots if you got 'em. But no stinky trash and shouting. Man's gotta sleep.
That was great. That was very good.
That horse didn't.
I felt empathy for horses from your performance there, so that was pretty good.
Okay, so it's a tall guy, and that's all we know.
Tall guy, spry.
Yeah, not too old, able to jump on a wagon and get away.
He's
And the horses were calm.
yeah, the horses were calm.
Hmm.
He's wearing a hat. I don't know.
Hey, we got more than we did
He could
before. This
see
is
at
progress.
night. So either he had something to let him see at night, or he had innate
What?
vision.
Has there been any information about what morticians are looking at the bodies or taking care of them?
Well, you suspect that would be the case. You're not sure because you don't have that information.
Well,
But
it
it
does not
would be
seem
logical
that-
to you. I'm
Could
sorry, what
be
was that?
like were rats anymore.
No, I'm thinking, well, some kind of supernatural killer, and maybe one who's also could be.
Jimmy.
I'm trying to decide how much true
Fucking
crime
Jimmy.
shit Graham has watched.
Jimmy comes
Yeah,
out with
I
a
reckon
knife.
it could be the people taking care of the bodies. It'd be a prime way to get rid of any evidence that might point back at them. It's worth looking into. If nothing else, we could find a coroner and maybe get a report.
Do you mean the guards or do you mean the morgue?
The morgue. Maybe the guards as well, but I don't suspect that so much.
It's a good place to check. We should go there.
We'll have to figure out where the dead are going. As it happens, that's one of my specialties.
All right. Graham, go ahead and make a religious roll.
Can I D4 him for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hooray, 15. That's much better than not.
Graham, you know whereabouts people might take bodies that aren't necessarily claimed for or might be under investigation that would meet specific religious requirements. These would be basically like religious hospitals who would employ like various apothecaries and doctors to basically take care of the dead and prep them for burial. There's one close here you remember.
Let's go have a look. And
Alright.
if they still have the body, I might be able to try my own necromancy. Just animate dead right in the middle of the office.
I mean, Lucian did do a ritual in the middle of the street. Anything's possible.
No, I promise I'm not going to puppeteer a murder victim's body. Unless it's funny.
Okay. Yeah, you head to, this would be the Leha, the basically be like Leha place of rest and hospital. You would know enough that Leha is the local goddess of life and fertility.
Okay.
But yeah, heading there, it's what you suspect. It's basically just a hospital uh, where people are going in. You see various doctors, clerics healing. Not too many clerics, but definitely see a lot of doctors, nurses, orderlies who are taking people in, stitch like see people going in like a man looks to be a laborer, uh, kind of hunched over. He's got like a cut on his hand. He's got like a kind of dirty rag pressed against it.
Mm.
You see some other people coming out, either with stitches or look to be like they have been recently healed, like fresh scars that look like they've almost completely healed over.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's a somewhat busy place.
Well, Graham is gonna go to the front desk and ask who he could speak to about the morticians on staff.
Let's see here. Morticians. The front desk receptionist looks. Let's see. Yeah, we have a mortician on staff right now. What's your business?
Uh, looking into the spree of murders happening, and wanted to see if there was any material evidence we might find after the fact.
Well, yes, but unfortunately, I can't give out that information right now. This is only for the investigating member of the Order of the Yard.
We do
I
have
did speak
supervision
with
from
the
the member of the
I
Order of
did
the Yard.
well, I can chip in. It says I did speak with the investigating person of the member of the yard, and I can drop her name. I can't remember her name, but
Lindroth.
did
I'll
drop.
put it in chat for you guys.
Yeah, so she said she was going to provide me with anything else that she found. So if we can get it here and not have to
Part
wait
of the
for it, that'd be better.
investigation.
Otto, go ahead and just make a persuasion roll.
Because fucking watchmaker. You're always gonna be watchmaker to me.
Yeah.
Can I do an advantage since he was trying to convince her to?
Sure. Yep.
Graham will be being amicably folksy in proximity to give you a boost.
Okay.
There you
yeah. Graham's just simple country lawyering his way through. But Otto, yeah, I mean, you're in like paladin garb. You do actually have a symbol of the Order of the Yard on you. So seeing this, she's like, "Oh yes." In that case, all the way down, we have the morgue there where poppers are kept or members, people who are due for investigation.
Okay, thank you kindly.
Much obliged.
So you'll be speaking to Dr. Elcombe.
Elcombe.
Roger, Dodger.
The deer from Valheim has come to D&D.
So, heading back, this is a... You see a gnome, kind of bald, thin wire glasses. It's got like a kind of white cloak on that is, got a little bit of blood splatter. And back. Yes, I am Dr. Elcombe. How may I be of a service?
Howdy. We're asking after the latest victim from the Tanner cases.
Ah, yes. Well, he climbs up, kind of just climbs a little stool, sits at a desk, so he's actually like at least medium, like looking more
Roughly
in the
on
eye.
eye level.
Yeah, being roughly fiffle or fern size. The latest victim was delivered here, but the family has claimed the body and has had it buried at Snow Cover Hill.
Okay, understood.
Did you request? I mean, I did do the autopsy, if that's what you're wondering.
If you have any information, we'd be most grateful.
Well, the gentleman in question appeared to be in his mid-60s, a administrative clerk, possibly seemed to be maybe working out of the Gold Shield Bank, is my understanding. Uh, the entire body was discovered to be sans skin. The actual murder weapon appears to be a blunt instrument to the back of the head, but the skin was removed using what I can only determine to be an incredibly sharp tool from my look at the body, as well as the fact that whoever had done this obviously had a great deal of skill with a knife.
Okay. So, a knife is confirmed used then?
Not necessarily, simply that they were skilled at the art of flaying and removing any flensing to be done. But the fact that I can only determine that the tool in question was definitely incredibly sharp. Uh, I would say it is a blade that would be fine enough that it could be sharpened and maintain the blade without being disturbed. Possibly something made of mithril or adamantium, or other magical metals, or just one that had been possibly sharpened to an extremely fine blade and then was used. As for what that could be, I am not sure. That's not quite my area of expertise. I'm simply a mortician here to ensure that the dead receive the proper burial.
Was the body moved? Were you privy to that in your reports?
My understanding was that the body was dropped at the location it was found. The amount of blood discovered would not indicate that the actual murder and flensing had been done at that location, as only a small pool of blood was discovered. Normally, this would be a vast amount. Several gallons, in fact.
In any of the cases, have they actually found like a blood pool somewhere where the deed was done, or is that?
They have not, no. If I were to make a guess, possibly removed via magic, or maybe done on a surface, a large canvas oiled to prevent any liquid from flowing through, in which case it could just be rolled up and moved away. But not sure. That's merely a guess on my behalf.
Hmm.
Anything else missing other than the skin, the flayed skin? Any organs missing? Any noteworthy observations from the autopsies?
Nope. The person in question, older gentleman, and I only did the autopsy only for this one person, none of the other bodies. But yes, it was older person. Everything was there that you would expect, with the exception of the skin, eyes, teeth. Things of that nature. No internal organs were removed. Looks like he took off his skin just as easily as one might take off a coat.
Charming.
I don't think it was that easy.
Well, no, not quite, but I'm just saying by the actual nature. But yes, the victim in question has been laid to rest already.
Understood.
Is this? You think this is the work of someone with a skilled knife, not magical means? Was it perfect? Was it a perfect taking of the skin, or are there markings of a blade in this?
Good question.
Maybe.
Good question.
Not perfect, no. Definitely a few cuts that would, especially around the armpits region, areas where it wasn't just a flat surface, definitely cuts into the actual muscle itself, but none of the actual skin was found. If it was done via magic, perhaps the spell itself was sloppily cast, but my gut instinct says it was done by hand. Although if magic assisted with it, I could not say.
Thank you.
Okay, so are there any like this isn't to the coroner. This is we need to look for like really skilled or known butchers and tanners in the city, like craftsmen or
Yeah, they're people of interest.
So we got to figure out how we could see if the guy behind the counter at Stop and Shop is flensing people for their skin.
Stop
And if we
Shop,
could
I
find a
swear.
really skilled butcher that we know for sure didn't do it, this is a person who we can like show the bodies to, and he can maybe give us more information.
He
But
did
like the
say,
level
what,
of
a
skill that was
mithril or
used, and
adamantite knife for point.
What was that?
It was like a mithril or adamantite point on the like a knife.
He just mentioned it was very sharp, possibly a magically treated metal that could have maintained that edge, or just a sword or knife that would have been able to maintain the edge at least for the
whole cut.
Duration
for the
of
actual duration.
use.
Yeah.
we might ask Professor Stone Snout if anybody's been in for a magical butcher's knife lately.
Well, with everything we've learned so far, it seems like this is probably a richer person, maybe who used to be some sort of very skilled tanner. If he has access to weapons, mithril knives, canvased horse carriages, tall, slender, probably successful, we should see if anyone has risen from the bottom to the top with these skills.
That's a good thought.
Profiling his ass.
Yeah, because I don't think you're gonna find a regular tanner with or butcher with those kind of tools.
I feel like it's probably a mark of I don't want to say shame, maybe pride even, but
Should we kind of like maybe spread out and talk to all the different butchers and tanners in the city and kind of canvass them?
Could we do that shit?
Yeah, you could. I mean, you've met a few butchers previously.
I mean, there's probably like it's a sizable city. There's probably like at least one in every neighborhood, right?
Yeah. I mean, you at least you know the ones from Spirits Week.
I want to go talk to the PR guy and see if he knows, because he was the well-connected in the richer networks, right? The guy we got the job from the one time, whose house we robbed.
Oh, you want to talk to his name is in my notes here.
They slightly have a grudge against us, don't they?
No, why?
Did they find out their house got robbed? I think they did.
Rayrard.
I think questions were asked, actually.
Questions were asked, but
Personal
answers were
rental.
not found.
There.
We lost Ed, I think.
Oh yeah, it's gone. He might just had to plug his laptop in. Actually, I just got a text, which might be
It
Ed.
says Zoom stopped working for him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Everybody say
Well,
something
we're
nice
searching for a
about
killer,
voice
and
back.
we're gonna like split up though. I mean, what if he's like, yes, come to my back room. Meh. Party split.
Okay, so while we're talking to various butchers around town, if any of them suspiciously beckon you to the back room,
Stab them.
don't go with them and report back to base immediately. Okay.
It's-
All right.
So how many butchers do we think are in the city?
A lot.
And tanners, don't forget the tanners.
Yeah,
let's
there's
a lot of
let's
ground
check
to
out
cover.
like meat shops and things in the rich district because they might be using those tools in their day-to-day work.
We could start with whoever serves us. Like our dudes are buying meat for the manor from a butcher, I presume. Are they not?
Well, you have a lot of bacon.
Wait, wasn't one of them connected to the Gold Shield Bank? Couldn't we go talk to our friend, the girl who's got connections at the Gold Shield Bank? Maybe we can get more info there too.
We might be able to use her for an inside line on information that they might have, but I don't know if they would have it. Because this is a fantasy setting. The banks aren't the government here.
Yeah, but even more so, I feel like they would want information on why one of their people were targeted and what that person knew and why they might want to be targeted. Yada. I mean, maybe it was just a rando. I mean, we don't know the jobs of the other ones, but that seems like a high-profile person to go missing.
We could at least find out what he was doing out.
It was like,
Well,
Or no, that was another guy.
Yeah. It was working.
Rich Dexter. Okay.
He was working okay.
Dexter, motherfucker.
He had bills to pay.
I think we should. I mean, butchers and tanners. I feel like there's so many. It's a needle in a haystack.
Well, maybe they're. How big is the city population wise?
It was about 50,000, I think I said.
So we'd be looking for like the top class of specific craftsmen. Where I don't know how many people per capita would be. Fetch me the medieval census data.
There actually
we need
is
the
a
yellow
medieval
pages.
census.
What pages?
You could just couldn't you
yellow
like
pages.
get like the top of each profession and maybe like the top upcomer in each profession? Like someone who's progressing really fast?
I mean,
Well, we'd have to
do we
ask
have
around
faith-
amongst people in different professions to learn these things. This is why the canvassing the butchers and seeing who's
The who's who.
maybe Butcher Dave says Butcher Steve made a lot of money real fast and left town. That's a lead there.
that's true. That's
Steve.
true.
Future Steve.
Sure. I think that's definitely worth a look then.
But we could do things like that variously, but like we gotta go beat the pavement and harass various craftsmen.
Well, we only
Gotta
have
harass the
one day to
craftsmen.
do this. Let's split. I think we should split. Let's split and either I think we should do the Gold Shield Bank and then like Butcher and then maybe Tanner. One.
If there's any place to check out near like the cemetery, I'll go there because I could try using my Speak with Dead on.
Yeah, I figured you were
the
gonna try to
body,
talk to the body.
just to see if
That's a great
what.
idea.
I think they said they tried it, but I want to see exactly why it didn't work.
Okay.
Like what happens when you
They
attempt it.
weren't blessed by Brother Bones.
Is it still within the
Like they
time?
reanimate still being flayed, and they're like, ah! Can't answer any questions.
Stop screaming.
He stopped
It's just
screaming after
me.
question.
Yeah, we're still at the mall. You should definitely do that if you can.
I'll give it a shot. So that's where Graham's gonna go.
Okay, Graham's gonna go to the graveyard.
Piffle will go interview butchers or tanners or whatever.
Okay.
He probably shouldn't talk to bankers. His instincts might kick in.
All right. Where is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Where's Lucian going?
Lucian's gonna go talk to our friend from the Gold Shield Bank, see what we can get there.
Alia Shalith.
Yes.
Okay. What's Chungus doing?
Eating pie.
I'm just following around Piffle.
Okay.
We need lunch.
Come on,
Eat some
Chungus, you
pie.
can be my
I'm your
muscle.
muscle.
Where
Yeah.
is Otto going?
I guess I'll go with Lucian.
Okay. And where is Fern going?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Let's just
I
keep.
guess
Graveyard, butcher, or probably at the house.
We'll
Guess
interview all
The
the other
butcher, the
animals.
baker, or the candlestick
Yeah.
maker.
I was
Yeah,
about to
there
say,
you
ooh, the Candlemakers Consortium isn't gonna like this one bit.
I guess I'll go to the bank too.
Okay. So we'll
Alright.
go to Otto. All right. Okay. We'll start with Fiffle and Chungus. Go ahead and Fiffle, can you do an investigation roll just to see if you can find a nearby butcher?
I'll assist him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Actually, probably with Chungus' assistance, this should have been this. I would normally put a disadvantage, but yeah, Fiffle.
Listen,
This is
my assistance is only
he-
moral support in this game.
Can he halfling himself for that one?
no, not in this case because it doesn't technically.
Yeah, it doesn't, because the higher roll is the one that counts.
Oh,
Here.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would be able to re-roll that one.
Nah, but it's all right because look, it's not hard to find a butcher. So Fiffle's able to find a butcher shop in the immediate area, just like a small marketplace. And basically, it's like a little sign that looks like a happy cow with a knife in one
Mhm.
hand.
A happy cow.
That makes sense.
And it just says a fine cut of meat on the sign. Inside, you see it is a tall half orc man. He has a white apron splattered with blood on it. He's got a little butcher's knife in one hand. Ah, friend, how can I help you?
Hello and greetings.
Ah, greetings to you. How can I help you? You looking for some food? Meat, I got it all. Pork, mutton, beef.
I see that, and it
Venison.
looks gorgeous. However, I'm here on a slightly different custom.
Hmm?
I
Yeah?
seek information, and while I know you mostly sell meat, I will be happy to compensate you for your time if you're able to help me out.
Alright. Maybe I can. What you in for?
Well, you see, you may have heard of the tanner.
Yeah? I know a few tanners. Or if
No,
you
you
mean
may
the,
have heard of the tanner.
aye,
You know, the one that creeps out at night and beats people over the head.
Yeah.
Steals
Yeah,
the
I
skin.
think everyone's heard of M by now.
Yeah. So we, the Crossblades, have been officially commissioned by the city guard to
Oh, God.
look into this matter. Pipple rapidly flashes a piece of paper and puts it away.
Please roll
Before I have a
deception.
good look.
Please roll a deception check.
Oh my god.
Lying for no reason.
Can
This
Chungus
is my
assist by looking tough in the background?
Yes. I mean, no. I mean, yes.
Let me roll something very quickly.
Delicious, delicious consequences.
Alright. City guards hired you. Yeah, it makes sense.
And we've been looking into this and starting to gather some information, and we've started to put together a profile of the killer,
Huh?
and we think that it might be a rogue butcher. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Are you. Well, I don't know any rogue butchers. I don't think I've ever heard of any rogue butchers. Well, members of the Butchers Guild?
Ah, as members of the Butchers Guild, you might be privy to the happenings and the goings on. So we're kind of wondering, we're kind of asking around amongst the Butchers Guild and saying, what would cause a butcher to go rogue? And have any of the town's butchers, gone out of business lately or enjoyed some sudden success that seems surprising?
Mister, would you describe any of the butchers as a quiet man, a man who does not like to speak to others? He has his shades down all the time and keeps to himself. Seemed nice all the time, but you really didn't know about him. You always had a bad feeling about him.
Piffle kind of looks at Chungus, looks back. Right. Anything like that.
I just want him to say, yeah, Steve.
A quiet man, a simple man. He wears a flannel shirt and looks normal with aviator sunglasses on.
Chungus hunted the Zodiac Killer in a previous life. Any butcher who goes out of business, the guild takes care of them. That's the whole point of the guild. As for someone who has had immediate success, not that I can say. It's a pretty quiet business. We got a few folks who were part of the guild who, got a whole warehouse of butchers working for him now, but hoity-toity for the guild these days. As for
non-guild butchers, huh?
I don't work
the
with them.
foul scabs.
Yeah, I don't work with them myself, but they're hired by the real meat kings of the city. If there's a few of them, but
meat kings. Piffle kind of
sausage
looks off
kings.
into the distance, thinking about meat kings.
Kings.
He comes
made of
back.
meat. As for quiet types, always a few butchers here or there who part of the guild, but never really, go to the meetings. Always kind of keep to themselves. Got some, never want to hang out after work. Don't know about any shades, but
So there's none that make you feel uncomfortable in a weird sort of way, then, Mister.
I mean, you're doing it now with them questions.
Is it because I'm grabbing your testicles?
No, no, that's normal for half orcs. Can you
Great.
stop them on the job?
Now in
though?
my mind, they've been grabbing each other's balls the entire time we've been talking. I hate you both. Um, So, so what you're saying is no real particular strange happenings amongst the Butchers Guild these days. Nobody's,
Can we get
suddenly
a-
left town or anything like
Can we
that.
get a list of the Butchers Guild members? Can we buy
Well-
it, maybe?
There's a
Well,
lot of them.
I think we could probably find more. I'm more interested in a list of the non-guild butchers.
Oh.
I know a few of them who I wouldn't necessarily, they're a bit of the old. Well, they're pricks, I guess, is where I'm going with this.
Hmm. And what are the names of these pricks?
Gonna level with you, mate. I'm not great when it comes to remembering names.
Well,
You're seeing Fantasy Butcher.
where do they keep their meat?
Like the big old warehouse there, where they got the cows go in, buy them from the farmers and the shepherds and the like on the premium, and then they butcher them there, and then they sell them out. Now me, I make me money by being the local friendly butcher. You come to me and you know the cut of meat you're getting. And it'll say it's a little upscale here, So
I can tell. I can tell by all the gorgeous meats you have here.
Hey, would you like to buy some? I have a lovely side of beef. You
Well,
look
you've
like
been
a
very
man who
helpful,
wants,
but I don't need any meat right now.
you look
However,
like a
here is,
man who wants 2 sides of beef.
here is 3 gold for your friendliness and your time.
Oh, thank you, kindly.
Have a nice steak on me tonight.
Oh, I don't have to worry about getting meat. When you're the
Right.
meat man here, everyone, you got the meat for the meat night.
You're the meat man. Yep.
It just
So-
trails off into mumbling about meat as you leave.
All right, cool. So our next stop is going to be the meat packing warehouse.
All right.
We're gonna travel from, medieval times to the early industrial revolution on the other side of town.
I'm sure they.
I
like,
may
it's
need to go
fantasy.
undercover as a meat packer.
You might have to go undercover as a meat packer, dog. So prepare for that.
Well, we've
Oh,
played
my
a
heart's
little bit
prepared.
longer than 2 hours, so I want to call it here, and we'll pick this up next week. And you guys can all come up with your various plans and plots, because I know it's going to be really funny. The more time I give you, the more time you have to plot it out perfectly and then screw it up when it comes to the dice roll.
How dare you?
How
Alright.
dare
How
you,
dare you speak
feature
such
like that?
truths?
Roll and chug.